Good evening, sports fans. We are here live and late breaking, ready to break down that college football weekend. I've got my guys with me, Jonathan Birdsong and Brandon Reed for Crossroads Sports. I'm your today's host, D. Cott, Alabama fan. I'm not running and I'm not hiding. But guys, I want to go ahead and get started. We got Brandon up in West Lafayette. He's our guy out there doing some things for us at West Lafayette.
Thursday night.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're gonna get started with the big game on yesterday. JB, we'll start with the best game and the biggest game yesterday, man. What are your thoughts on Bama and Oklahoma?
I thought you wanted to talk about UNC Wake Forest.
That's tomorrow's show.
Oh man, nah, man. I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? I took Oklahoma to cover. I didn't necessarily take Oklahoma to win. Just when I saw the last 2 weeks out of Oklahoma and the revitalization of their quarterback, we know in football, you know what I'm saying, you can have a great defense, which Oklahoma does have, and those two brothers or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying, if your offense isn't feeding the defense, man, your team's gonna kind of struggle, man. John Mateer took a significant injury, a significant enough injury during the course of the season, man, that the team struggled. They battled back. And like I said, I kind of thought, you know what I'm saying, they would kind of hang around. I didn't necessarily see the defensive effort that they kind of put forth against Alabama like last night, man, but they came ready to play. And in a close game in SEC play, man, you have to have all your you know what I'm saying, your eyes, you know what I'm saying, dotted I's and crossed T's, man. So they came out with the victory. So that's kind of how I see it, man. After I switched from UNC and Wake Forest, man. Oh my goodness, we'll talk about that later.
I give my guy Brandon his shot because he may be leaving us. Way he's looking around like he may have to be peeling off. So we'll give Brandon his shot.
Yeah, you're good right now. I'm just watching. I think mine would be the tale of two halves between Texas A&M and South Carolina. I went out and played golf yesterday with my father-in-law and my dad, and next thing you know, it was like 30-3 South Carolina, and then Texas A&M. Thank God I got them at plus 250, so I put a little bit on the live line on them. But just the recovery that Texas A&M got to get that 1 point win, I was shocked that they were able to do that. But it'd be interesting to see in the CFB. I had them move down a spot in the CFB for they'll come out on Tuesday. I'm even down based on that victory. And to be honest, they probably should have lost that game with the Marcel Reed's play that he had there late in the game to try to ice it. It almost cost them the game, but South Carolina failed on that number. But for me, it would probably be that one for me. And then just to stab a little bit into Jonathan, the Arch Manning fail game.
I tell you this, right? For me, obviously, the big game for me was obviously Bama, Oklahoma. What I saw was this, right? Oklahoma has struggled all season turning teams over. They had a absolute game plan in trying to create turnovers. They absolutely won the turnover battle. You get a fumble on a punt return, Ty Simpson on a pick six and the fumble. And on that pick six, I know there's been a lot of talk about Oklahoma stealing signs, and I don't know that. I'm not as complex as to say they were or they weren't. But I'm telling you, it looked like the cornerback knew exactly where Ty Simpson was going with that particular ball, right? But I'm gonna tell you this, man. You got to give all your credit to Oklahoma. They did the Peanut Tillman punch out. Damn near on. I saw 15 replays where they attempted to punch the ball out. Man, they had a concerted effort in that, right? It was a good game. You don't. If you're Bama, you're talking about they had 4 turnovers all year. They had 3 in yesterday's game. You don't anticipate that, right? But that's why I always say you gotta play the game. You just don't know. And I just be honest. I think Bama felt like the role they were on, it didn't matter who came to T-Town, they were going to beat them, and that just didn't happen. So you tip your cap to Oklahoma, and from a Bama fan, I hope we see him again. I like our chances that we see him again, but no, that's down the road.
You better figure out how to run the ball.
Yeah, going back to Texas A&M, you shut them out in the second half. Remember I talked to you guys 3 weeks ago about Beamer and his panicking and how he's flipping out after every play. Same thing yesterday, man. You know, I think that they asked him after the game, hey, did you think, your players think they had the game won? And he went on this soliloquy about, no, I didn't think we had the game won. I told him in the locker room, all these things, right? But if you can't put 3 points on the board in the second half, man, I blame the coaching.
Oh, it was momentum. It was at the end of the first half. Coaching at the end of the first half, they had a chance to keep momentum, and this poor play calling cost them to get points there at the end to carry it over. And I thought at that point, this is A&M. This is their – well, you can tell momentum changed on it.
Yeah. And then to pivot over to Texas, Georgia, I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought Texas, after this 3-game roll they've been on with Arch Manning kind of finding his feet, I felt like it was going to be a pick'em game. I think they were given 5.5 to Texas. I said, it's damn near a pick'em game if a home team is getting 3 points. But, man, they outmanned them for the second year in a row. Think about what they did to them in Texas last year. Nothing was different. Nothing was different, man. So those are my 3 big ones right there that were very interesting. Granted, they all, SEC, but there's really not much to talk about on the Big Ten other than Iowa and USC, right? The Iowa USC game yesterday, which was a good game. But other than that, man, it's going to be a nice shake.
How are you just going to glaze over Michigan, almost giving it up to Northwestern, man? Don't do that. Don't do that, D-Cot. Don't do that.
Do we have to bring up Michigan and Northwestern? Go ahead. We'll give it a shot, man.
If Northwestern had knocked off Goliath, man, we would have sponged, 10 minutes on or whatnot. So, very bunch of good tryhards at Northwestern, probably a couple of doctors, probably a couple of future, whatnot.
Microbiologists.
Yes, absolutely. But for them to kind of hold Michigan under, 25, very impressive, But this is like the third week in a row with them, I feel like, So, and a big game in Chicago, man, all those things, man. So, but don't be disrespecting the Big Ten like you want to. Don't do that, man.
I don't want to do that. I apologize.
Let's not disrespect the next SEC team, Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers getting a big win at Louisville. Huge, Dabo.
Is Louisville on a slippery fly right now or what?
Mm-hmm.
They had that big loss 2 weeks ago. Then you got, a team in Clemson who's not the team we all thought they were at the beginning of the season. And you didn't lay an egg, but you may as well lay an egg, man. That's a game you got to win. I think that's a game without a doubt they've got to win, and they just kind of wet the bed.
Pretty much so, man. It was a game. Both of them coaches kind of coached it real tight. I think sometime with their play calling, but Club Nick, I teased Brandon that he could be a future Pittsburgh Steeler. I think he's got all the tools, man. I don't necessarily know if he got all the tools. Up here. I don't necessarily know he got all the, It's because it seems like there's a disconnect with him. But man, Dabo grits out get Dabo in the program grit out of victory. However, we can politically feel about them and how he's built that. After the game, I feel like, he's not, I feel confident enough saying he ain't going nowhere. There won't be no mutual pardon of the ways. There definitely won't be no firing. And they'll be back pressed at it, again. They'll probably get the, the allegiance, somebody's, fill in the blank, insurance bowl, but this year. But man, I think, they're going to double down on Dabo. And again, like I said, he felt very confident, with that win. Against Louisville.
Is my guy Lane Train if A&M slips up to Texas? Does he got a shot to get in that SEC title game now?
Man, yeah, he does. He's got one loss. Bama has 2, Georgia has 1, but again, it's still a big week. Couple big weekends coming. You got Georgia's got Georgia Tech. You've got Texas and Texas A&M. Lane Train's got it. Not the easiest, but the less painful. He's got Mississippi State. And again, not that Mississippi State is going to roll over and play dead. But it's a hell of a lot different than it used to be.
We got a week off to get ready for it.
Yeah. And I think to that point, I think he shared with them what's out there in front of them, man. What's out in front of them is a date with the SEC title game, probably Texas A&M, and that's all they've got left. They played Florida, beat Florida. That's all they got left. So if they win, in which they should, it's at Mississippi State, and I guarantee you it's going to be a night game. It'll be closer, but I still take Ole Miss in that game, which means Ole Miss and probably A&M in the SEC title game.
So they used to do this game on Thanksgiving night. Remember, the Egg Bowl would be in the evening, like 8 o'clock on ESPN as you're going to that food coma.
Well, it's on Friday. It's on that Friday.
Black Friday.
It's on that Friday. Yeah. On that Friday. And, you know, people are going to be out and about getting lathered up. Again, it's going to be a hell of an experience. But again, man, you know, Ole Miss, you know, he dodged a bullet, you know, against Florida, which was good for them. And here's the thing, there's something to think about. And I was talking to a buddy of mine. Look, man, with the competition is and the SEC and how those guys are playing with a bunch of men, I'm okay if I'm not in the SEC title game and still in the playoffs if I've got to just give up a home game. You know, yeah, you want to win every game. I got that. And I wanted my boys to win yesterday. But if you beat, you know, Eastern Illinois and you beat Auburn, there's no reason why you'll probably be 9 or 10 on Tuesday. You won't drop if you beat those two teams because you've got the big wins against Georgia, big wins against Tennessee. You know, yeah, you got the loss against Florida State in the beginning of the season, but I don't see any reason why then you got the win against LSU as well. No reason why they would drop out of 12. Yeah, you won't have a home game. But damn, man.
You counting that?
Say what?
Count Wisconsin. You might well count Wisconsin. You counting LSU. What are you doing?
No, I'm talking about conference. Conference. Yeah. JB, why are you always trying to stick? but no, in all seriousness, all right, you know, yeah, you want your team to win, but man, a week to prepare, not a bad thing. Oh, what we got here?
That's scorecards are ready for the
night. You got your stat sheet already?
Yeah. We got. I mean, I know it's called football, so I don't want to pull a JB. I'm not talking to the association.
No, well, we can shift a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can shift a little bit.
Purdue Akron is a big game. It's only 19.5 spread. Akron was last year's MAC champion, regular season and playoff tournament champ. So they were in NCAA tournament bound. So this is a good kind of early test. I did talk to Coach Brantley, a little bit ago before hopping on, and the Kentucky game or scrimmage that everybody was losing their damn mind about, but I had to remind them it was a scrimmage. In Big Blue Nation, I had to put an AI picture of a banner going up for winning the exhibition game. Brantley said they didn't scout them. They didn't practice them. They didn't scout them. That they wanted a raw environment on the road just to see what they had to work with from there. So, getting that from them, they didn't even practice or scout it at all. And Kentucky thought they did. So, and we saw what's happened to Kentucky this past week. That no, Brandon was talking about them, and then as well as he's already circled the calendar and said, asked if me and JB are both going to be at the Indy Classic against Auburn for War Eagles. So I told him yes, we put the credentials and be going.
I'll be there. Bruce Pearl won't.
What's the date on that?
That's a good question.
I'll look it up. I may have to partake and see how that goes.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll see how the night goes. Good home games for them. After this, they travel out for a Baja Tournament Championship here next week. So this is last home game for a little bit.
Well, this will be our pivot anyway, right? Because, you know, we've got 3 more weeks of college football weekends, and we're going to pivot to, you know, college basketball anyway. So nothing wrong with getting a little bit of a warm up. Maybe we'll do a pre, you know, it's not preseason anymore, but early season view, how things look, who's our winners early in the first 2 weeks, who our losers are in the first couple of weeks, and our risers as well. Because I definitely want to talk about Bryce James, the talk, you know, about him redshirting. I'd love to get, you know, some commentary about that.
That's Birchung's future right there.
That's what, man. There's a lot of talk about, you know, supposedly he's better than his brother, but he's having to potentially redshirt. That tells me Arizona's loaded.
Yeah. That would be the excuse, man. But like, nah, you should be able to, like, you trying to go from one and done to the NBA, you should be able to get some tick, whether it's Arizona, Duke, whomever. So like, you can't transfer at this point in you know what I'm saying, at the start of the season. So I don't know, man. You know that family. You know what I'm saying. I ain't going against the king, man. He's finally coming back to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying, and whatnot. But you know what I'm saying. That family likes to kind of protect its brand. And from a developmental wise, yeah, you know what I'm saying. If the coach is asking him that I can only see him playing 10, 12 minutes, man, and that is somewhat of a like how could we have a James playing only 10, 12 minutes? Well, like, dude, he's a freshman playing college basketball, man. Unless you got Zion Williamson capability, Cooper Flag capability coming out the gate, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? The level up kind of humbles us all. So, you know, all right, so we're gonna play this game of like this kind of stash or red shirt, so we kind of protect the brand, and then he's gonna pop up on NBA draft night and to be somebody's turnaround player. No, that's impossible to even quantify, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have you another Glenn Rob. I know, not disrespectful because you got boots on the street. You'll have you another Glenn Robinson III.
I don't know if it's completely hard to do, John, because we get foreign players all the time that we see nothing about whatsoever. Euro guys that their season may have been over 5-6 months ago. They're sitting out and just waiting to make sure it's draft, right? So I think if he wants to come out, he can. I don't suggest it because I think it would be a repeat of Bronny, not getting drafted and then signing. But maybe Bryce, maybe he waits to see what the King does. And the King stay in LA, does he go somewhere and he moves with his dad?
Right. Yeah, maybe be a 2-for-1 deal, right? You know, let's call it, right. You know, this
we
is
can use him up here in this yet.
Yeah, you know, it's and see what happens, right? You just never know. Maybe he wants to finish off, in Cleveland, and he says, like you said, Brandon, give him to Ohio State. He loves Ohio State, right? So maybe that'll be his pivot move, going from Arizona to Ohio State. If that
in the
ends up
Value City Arena, I hope not.
I don't know, man. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this though, it's going to be a lot of balance in college basketball as well, man. Duke is still being Duke. I think Tom Izzo, it's time to hang it up. He's been making a lot of crazy statements of late. Get off my lawn, guy.
I'm not. Tom Izzo's not gonna hang them up, man. They should be top 2, 3 in the Big Ten this year, man.
No, I'm not saying he is. I just said, he's turned into a get off my lawn guy, right?
Well, the last comment that I don't know which one you're talking about. The last comment he was like, man, they allowing G League players. Somebody kind of the thought process. Somebody pitched it out there that failed G League guys can kind of come back into college and because now that they're playing, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Here's the thing. We talked about, no one wants to get sued. They want to be away from attorneys and that type of thing. Hey, man, NIL, transfer portal, G League players. It's all under the same umbrella, man. Well,
I don't think so. Because the NBA is played at a different pace in a different way, and actually even in the G League, it's kind of gauged differently. It's not gauged on wins and losses. In college basketball, if you don't win, the coach gonna get fired, or you ain't, you know what I'm saying, or your scholarships are gonna be. So like, I think there's a different level that we're kind of talking about. So that I'm kind of with coach on that one.
I'm talking a tie-in, NIL money, G League's got money. And I'm not saying these guys, what I'm saying is
where we at? How many wins? How many wins the Noblesville Boom? How many wins the Noblesville Boom got right now? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. It doesn't matter. Right. Kyle Guy plays on the team, and I think they're trying to figure out how to rotate Cam Jones if he can slow down on I-65. You know what I'm saying, into the rotation. But like, nah, man, that's like there's no reason.
Man. He did nothing.
There's no reason. I mean, I guess there's assuming somewhat of a gray area on like all these guys. Because UT Martin just kind of went, they supersized on 3 Euros this past season. But like, I don't know, what I'm saying, I don't know if those guys are getting paid, but like, I don't know, man. The American basketball culture is already inflated as is. You know what I'm saying? In the entitlement. So like we want to put another variable into this argument. It's already entitlement. I didn't get drafted on draft night. Too bad. So sad. Signed Joe Dad. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and try to get, you know what I'm saying, pick them up, you know what I'm saying, in one of these summer leagues, like the NBA showcases. Or go try to pick them up in one of these other leagues, you know what I'm saying, the quote unquote minor or whatever, whether it be overseas or whatnot. Or listen to You know what I'm saying? I get it. Listen to like where you at and appreciate the time you have in college or whatever, 2 years that you got, 3 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, like I'm kind of with the drawing the line in the sand. Either you over here or you over there. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I see it.
Maybe you're not a fan of AJ Deboncier from BYU.
No,
He's
AJ
actually-
Demacier, he kind of signed up for what he wants. He said, it's going to be a one and done. There's no reason to go through
What
whatever.
was the word you said? He's Ken Al Harrington.
Huh? Oh man, he's worth 10 out Harrington, man. Oh my God. But he's Mac Ush's kind of guy, Brandon. So if he comes on, it's gonna be more, it would be more than what they, you know what I'm saying, than Mather and that they have to move. I think you'd have to move what's the kid, the Vanderbilt kid, they'd have to move him too. You know what I'm saying, to bring AJ to bounce. So like I don't want to be talking about trade. We already talked about too much basketball anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Get back to football.
But I definitely don't want to be talking about Brandon want to trade. Brandon want to trade all the team way before February, man. I'm not doing it.
I've got my thoughts on that too. Sit tight. Let them sit tight. We'll do our chat on the side on that. What about next week? Right, we got rivalry week next week. Nothing sticks out to me as it stands.
Hold on,
now.
Man. Brandon, I like how D-Cot just like to glaze over the Big 12 results. You know what I'm saying? He disrespected the Big 10 coming in. We had to talk about Alabama. We gave Alabama credit for LSU being a win. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Win. What are you talking about?
I can't believe Vanderbilt. I'm about to go off. I can't believe Vanderbilt's still in the top 13 or whatever they are, and teams behind them are better than them. The CFP would say teams are better than them. This ain't no charity award. This ain't no award of like, hey man,
Josh fired up about
that 26-year-old quarterback. We're gonna have him up at the Heisman, man. This team's behind him is better than Vanderbilt, man.
Brandon, you see, he's trying to gas.
I can't believe it. We didn't talk about BYU at all. He's gonna glaze over the Big 12, man. See how he does, man. You see how he does, Brandon.
I'm the conductor, man. I'm just here. You got to go where
we supposed to cry for me, Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina, Alabama. No, man, that's a failure.
Everybody on next week's a bye. Like I saw Alabama playing Eastern Illinois or something like that.
Is it a bye? Indiana State, bro, put 55 on them. Is it, Brandon? See how this came back at you?
Yeah, it is a. Unless you're big about the one game I see in North Washington was like Tennessee and Florida, but that's or Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech.
USC, Oregon. Right. USC, Oregon.
He owes an apology to the Irish. He owes an apology to the Irish.
No, we gotta get past that first round of the playoffs. Then he does.
No, Brandon. You know what? I'm gonna bring it back up, man, because y'all took Pitt and Pitt got ran over.
What happened at the end of the game with Arduzzi trying to shake my man's hand and he wanted nothing to do with it? Don't tell me it was that press conference when he said, "I don't care if we lose by 100." It could have been that.
Right? They tried to lose by.
So did y'all see the video?
No, I haven't seen the video of the head.
After the game, coaches in the middle of the field shake hands. He tried to put his arms around Notre Dame coach, and he was like, "I'm not having none of that. Get off me," and moved on.
Well, maybe he doesn't want to catch COVID. Maybe.
Protocol.
Yeah, man. They don't get sick right before the big part of the season starts.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Notre Dame played a good game.
Big Python. He's a Python, so let me know.
Right, Cash Patel might have been at the game, man.
Oh, he might be here tonight.
No, D-Cop, for real. Before we go into next week's games, man, who I asked this last week when you won the show. Who in the field, though, for real, as all jokes aside, who in the field do you think can knock off the real Goliath, the elephant in the room, Ohio State? I would be remiss not you mentioned them. You know what I'm saying, with the kid saying 25, and he's definitely gonna be in the Heisman contention. I can't hate on it. You know what I'm saying, for sure. But like they got everything. They got a little bit of defense. They got they definitely got secondary defense. They got guys that can rush the ball. You know what I'm saying? He can throw a little bit down the field. I don't know who can knock them off. You know what I'm saying? Off the pedestal.
I'll say this, man. All it takes is this isn't a 7-game series. It's one game. a turnover here, a bad throw here loses you a game. So for my take is you always look for who can knock you off. I'm looking here. The first team I see is Indiana, right? They've given me no reason to think they've taken the foot off the gas. Second team, I absolutely think Texas A&M can knock them off. They've got speed and they got defense. Yeah, you can say, well, look what they looked yesterday. That was a sleepwalking game, man. That was a noon game at A&M playing a South Carolina team that's in shambles, right? So I would say Indiana, A&M are the two teams that I would say have the ability to beat Ohio State.
I think full team wise, besides those two, I think you just still got to put Georgia in there, honestly. Just based on how they're getting better as the season continues. And defensively, if I said, hey, who can match up, I think, great defensively, not saying offensively, but defensively, you got to throw Oklahoma in there.
Yeah, especially the way they play with defense. Yeah, but it's still a lot of ball to be played, man. Injuries are a part of the game. Things happen, and I just think there's something that's going to happen over the next 2 weeks that we aren't ready for, and then we're looking at in week 13, we're thinking, man, you remember back in 11 when we were saying this? I absolutely think it. But again, it wouldn't surprise me that that Indiana beats Ohio State in the Big Ten finals. It wouldn't surprise me if Ohio State beats them, right? I think it's a closely matched game. But I tell you this, Indiana has shown that they're not playing. Kurt Signetti is not playing. I know we want them to take the foot off the gas and ease up. He ain't playing, and he's trying to lay the lumber. I wouldn't be surprised if Purdue gets 70 hung on them this weekend.
Man, don't do that. They are 0-8. Man, don't do that. What's the record? What's the record? Whatever the record is, man.
By the way,
he's gonna try to 1 point better.
I've cashed my bet. I cashed my bet yesterday.
The Colorado bet?
The Colorado bet cashed.
Yeah. Do we? We're talking college football. I had a conversation with you all sponsor. He didn't like my commentary about Deion and some of the posts he made about transfers coming to Colorado. And it's great when 3 years ago we're coming. You beat a TCU team on the heels of their national title game, losing 70% of their roster. Right? It's time to have the serious conversation, not a troll conversation, but a serious conversation. We understand Deion has some health challenges, but in that same weekend interview, he said, "I'm not out there playing, so my health has nothing to do with the guys playing bad."
No, man, his transfer portal.
He's right.
His transfer portal and some of his scouting is off. I would say, man, it's like you're gonna have to. I said it a couple weeks ago, man. You gotta tell some of your friends, man, hey, like we're gonna let you go. We got to get somebody. If he wants to remain in Colorado, you know what I'm saying? His Western, his merch is off. One of the kids he had offensive lineman, I thought, transferred to IU. Now, you know what I'm saying? I don't. The name escapes me, man. But like now, look at the success that you know what I'm saying? If he's playing offensive line, you know what I mean? That they're having. So I just think some of his scouting is off. You might have to let go some of the nepotism that's in the room.
Well, last year's game was 29.5 for Purdue and Indiana. So I think you're looking north of 35, 36.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be. Again, I'm not saying Signetti's wrong or right, but man, he's coaching this team, right? And I haven't seen any reason or even a sign that he's going to take his foot off the gas. I just haven't. That's a rivalry game.
To answer my own question, I like Texas Tech's physicality capability if they had to go up against Ohio State because their quarterback has been often injured, but they have a decent enough freshman quarterback. I still would edge Ohio State in a matchup against Texas Tech. I like Notre Dame also in a matchup against Ohio State, but then again, in that case, it's going to kind of come down to can that line really push?
Is that little homerism in there a little bit?
I think you got Notre Dame in the back wall there somewhere.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, you saying it. Yeah. So is that JB? Is that some homerism you got there talking Notre Dame, Ohio State?
No,
I don't feel like you do.
Truth. That's the truth, man. They might experience a little quarterback that I find no flags other than my own. You know what I'm saying? But like no, man, they might have a little quarterback trepidation. because that quarterback maybe not necessarily as of yet. I would say the USC game was probably something that he could see, that he's probably seen versus like Notre, that he's probably could potentially see against Ohio State. But you know what I'm saying, the kind of pressure that they were capable of bringing, like Ohio State got the same kind of dogs and even backups, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that
that's the
USC
difference.
has.
That's the difference.
That's kind of the difference, man. But
Yeah.
I would those are the two teams that I could think kind of hanging around. Georgia got to show me a little bit more in quarterback, and sometimes when they come up with this slip and slide tackling that they've shown sometimes in the SEC. But like again, their team and their coach, he get an opportunity to face the beard. He's gonna figure out whatever holes that he has, just like he did last night, man. Hey, man, they were talking about all the pundits was talking about analytically, man. And these guys that I trust, man, that Georgia was in the bottom of the SEC in passer rate, you know what I'm saying, allowing quarterbacks throw on them, man. And then Eli threw, you know what I'm saying, he marched them down the field, man, for the rest of the night. They made sure that Kirby Smart made sure that whatever y'all was talking about, we ain't gonna be last. We ain't gonna be last on Monday, or you know what I'm saying. Come, we run them analytics again, man. So he's a good, you know what I'm saying, getting his team prepared for the moment in big time games, man. So I wouldn't necessarily write them off as well. But like some of these other guys, they're gonna need some. They're good, you know what I'm saying. And I won't shade BYU. I won't shade you know what I'm saying, Alabama either.
That's not
shade. I'm not. But they would need a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, help, you know what I'm saying, in versus Ohio State.
What were you saying, Brandon?
I said he called an Eli name again. Now, oh, come on, man. You gotta have some respect on this kid's name.
Hey, you
done
called
it all week.
And I'm calling your boy, whatever his name is. You got to get that right, JB.
What's that? Arch.
Arch and
there you go.
And Pavlio, Diego Pavlio.
Savio Pega.
Hey, how are you not having any respect, John, on USC? The Trojans beating Iowa out there at the Coliseum with the big game against Oregon next week.
Very impressive win against Iowa. I did not have them on my money sheet. I had Iowa covering, and I took a loss.
Let me know when USC can take back over the West Coast. You know, they ain't got the headset ready to jack. And you know what I'm saying? It'll probably be a close game. But like once he sees what he needs to see, you know, he's gonna make the call to the offensive coordinator. Don't call nothing else but what Dan said. And I got the Ducks zipping up USC.
2 touchdown favorite.
Hey. Oh, now.
If they want to remain bowl contenders, man,
they're in Oregon
for sure. They gotta get the win.
I got the
but yeah, I give them 2 touchdowns for sure. Beat USC
9.5.
Yeah,
they'll get about 14.
Yeah. They're at home. Yeah, USC needs this win to stay relevant. If they get a loss here, they're in the Black-Eyed Pea Bowl. So yeah, that's their opportunity right there. Because you know they got UCLA the next week, and it's a rivalry game, right?
Hey, I think it might be a good fit. James Spencer, Virginia Tech.
You said Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good fit. I saw it's been rumored.
James Franklin
and
okay, I got you. Okay, I heard. Okay, you cut out a little bit.
I sorry. I think it's a good fit between those two. I think that's right. In the warehouse, he can compete in the ACC. I mean, look who's all out there. It's so wide open.
He can recruit. The dude can recruit as well too. You know, listen, he's the one who started it at Vandy. People want to give, obviously the current coach now the love at Vandy, but James Franklin started that and parlayed it into an opportunity at Penn State. So the man can recruit, and I know we get a lot of flack about his coaching or whatever like that. He's got a lot of wins under his belt, and there's no shame in losing, in my opinion, to top teams. So yeah, that wouldn't be a bad fit. But what does Beamer do at that point? Because Beamer's probably going to get fired at the end of this year. It wouldn't surprise me. And when we talked about him going to his daddy's spot.
Now, from what I've heard, there's going to be a lot of new faces and new places, man. I've kind of just been hearing about a coordinator this, coordinator that from Texas Tech, maybe landing a job here. You know what I'm saying? Just different. You know what I'm saying? Different just different rumors. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you know what I'm saying, or guys getting the level up. You know what I mean? From mid-major programs finally. So the JMU dude from Kirk Cincinnati, you know what I'm saying, a family tree, man. You know what I'm saying? He might get a good look from one of these from those East Coast teams.
Does BYU
No, go ahead,
does BYU struggle with Cincinnati this coming weekend?
I don't think so. Cincinnati. Man, BYU got a mean rushing attack, man. They like to lean on you. That's what happened. That's what happened with you. They ruined Sonny Dykes' Florida dreams of going to Florida retire, man. They ruined his dreams this past weekend, man. So I think somewhat of the win of the sales. Cincinnati got some guys I would want to see on the next level. I would give them a chance, man. But I think some of the wins out of their sales right now, and I think BYU is feeling themselves just a little bit. I think they pound them and come out with a victory.
How did speaking of Texas, Jordan Sarkisian, how did he have the bag with an Olivia Pope looking like? I just saw his wife the other day. How did he pull that?
You talking about Sark?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
USC money.
Hey, Sark loves chocolate milk, man. Hey, Sark loved chocolate milk ever since his. Listen, this is real talk, and I'm a little bit of fun to it, right? But listen, when he was at USC with the drinking issue, he had a vanilla shake. When they snitched on, listen, well, just real true. After they snitched, listen,
shout out to Culver.
They snitched on him. Remember,
shout out to Culver, future sponsor.
Remember, he got snitched on, and after he got snitched on, he only dealt with chocolate shakes after that, man. I kid you not.
I was scrolling. I had to stop and scroll back.
Hey, fire!
He went from Kelly. You telling me he went from Kelly Kapowski to Lisa Turtle? Is what you telling me?
Listen, man, look at the timeline. After they snitched on him, he said,
I got you.
I'm going to Chocolate City, man.
All right. He's on down.
He's got some people talking about him right now, too, though. You know, he came in, you know, a lot of cachet from an offensive coordinator perspective. You know, he coached in Atlanta those couple years, coached under the greatest Nick Saban. Tell you what, if he don't beat Texas A&M, I don't think he gets fired. But man, it's going to be hot in Austin if he doesn't beat Texas A&M.
Didn't they fire Tom Herman for less? I think.
Yeah, but Tom Herman also had not accomplished a third of what Sark has accomplished, though.
Yeah, he did about what Clay Helton did out of USC.
Yeah. But
again, there's a chance. I know we keep talking about Lane Train going. Is it Florida? Is it LSU? Could the Tennessee Titans throw the bag at Lane's?
They should. They should. But
he goes there, Colts, and he gets swept every year for the next 10 years. That happens.
Man, if he does that, I don't think he can come back to college football.
You know what's a
man, hey, listen, they call Lane the torch in the SEC. Hey, he gonna burn some bridges.
Did you see him last night?
No, I didn't.
He was doing the interview after the win last night in Florida, ESPN, and player comes over because they're doing the BTA, about the ass. Might even know he takes off his belt to just to the player and starts doing about the ass.
Hey,
I love it.
Oh no, he put a Bobby Knight.
Hey, you seen that meme when Kyrie Irving, you're looking over his shoulder and the house is burning?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Lane, if he leaves, he's torching Ole Miss. He's going to torch it. You're going to run out of places to go.
If he wants to come back, I'm at a campus right now that I think they would have open arms for him.
I bet they would.
Open arms.
I couldn't see him come to Corn Country. They'd have to throw him I can't even remember Matt Novus, who he played with in Blue Chip. They'd have to throw him 10 bags of cash and give him half of cornfields in Indiana.
What about the tractor? Did he get the tractor too, JB? You got to give him a tractor too.
He had to get 100 John Deeres. You know what I'm saying? With 100 Suzanne Summers is driving them, man, for him to come up here.
Western Indiana is a lot of cornfields, so
man. That'd be interesting, man, because it's kind of calmed down a little bit about him going someplace. Maybe he told his people, listen, y'all be quiet till after the season.
They were talking this morning. Jay Glazer was talking about the Titans, and they was talking interest with Lane from Tennessee. That's kind of thing.
I mean, other than you got retreads in the NFL, whoever you get, you be grabbing a retread.
His dad was successful in the NFL.
Who was?
His dad, Monty.
Yeah. I mean, D coordinator for many, many years under Tony Dungy. Then he brought him
for him in the NFL. So he
brought him to Oakland. Remember when he went to Oakland? At that time it was Oakland. Yeah, the Raiders. Yeah, but you never know, man. Why wouldn't you throw a bag at him? You're NFL. There's no cap. For coaches. They're building a stadium. You know that, right?
Get the Southern Bell. Yeah, he gets the Southern Bells in Nashville still.
Yeah, that stadium they've got just right down there next to Nissan Stadium. Man, and here's the other thing. Nashville is the 4th fastest growing city in the country right now. When I went down there in 2017 to the Bama Vandy game compared to now, night and day, and day, man. And that city is when you see cranes in the sky all year round, that's growth. That's growth. You see cranes in the sky all year long in Nashville, man. So maybe that's a dark horse.
Global warming.
Yeah, is that
global warming?
I don't know, man.
We about to go deep state. I know you wanted to go deep state. We go deep state, man. We might get in trouble.
Open the country back up.
No, hey, that'd be interesting to see though, man. If he went up north a little bit to Nashville and got about a $10-11 million bag. I mean, man, he hadn't had to recruit anymore.
I'd be all for it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting for sure to say the least. JB, for me, before I go to the next week, I don't want to disrespect anybody else. I'm looking here. I'm trying to find the game. Oh, what about Navy USF yesterday?
I'm not gonna lie and say I spin the wheel and watch, any of that at all. I'm a homer when it comes to Indiana team. So I did tap into the mighty Cardinals as they, supposed to, hold fort against Eastern Michigan yesterday. This new coach U, I don't want to jack up his name. He's a good Polish American, lineage and whatnot. So I don't want to jack up his name. But no, man, that didn't happen. He's got 2 good running backs and no quarterback.
Here's what I say, right? One of those teams is going to have to come out and going to be in the playoffs. Right now, Navy is on top. Tulane is right behind them. Now, both of those teams, Navy's got Memphis, and Tulane has already beat Memphis. So out of that league, the AAC is going to be Navy or Tulane in the playoffs.
Not a North Texas. Wiggle room, they're served back up into contention.
But they don't. But see, the problem with them, they don't have. They got Rice and they've got Temple, and you got Navy, who's got Memphis coming up.
The best route. I think I saw the ESPN ACC. Oh, ACC. Yeah.
But that's good. But you know what? I was for some reason I don't know why I was thinking is that there was a guaranteed bid at ACC. There's not a guaranteed bid. Right now, it's Georgia Tech and Virginia in the lead spot, right? Georgia Tech's got a cupcake this week. Their big money is going to be week after next when they've got Georgia.
If they can pull off the upset, if they can catch Georgia slipping, man, that would be huge for not only their program and their coach and the players on their team. That'd be also huge for that conference. And saying, but like you would want them like, dude, this can't be your one shining moment. You still got to go on to and win it all. Yeah, but like that would be huge for their program. But see, both those teams right now are sloppy enough that it could be real close. So
they struggle. Last 2 weeks,
bro,
they struggle big time. You get your butt kicked by NC State, and then you just squeaked by Boston College yesterday. I'm talking about Tech.
Yeah. It's not as much as I like to razz Bama and Bama Nation for what happened, right yesterday. This might be one of the best things that's happened to them. That way you get a couple of weeks to recycle, get ready for the college football playoff, get healthy, host a home game, you're ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's a lot to be played, man. You know, there's gonna be a lot of arguing Tuesday night, a lot of fighting and people back and forth. But I'm telling you, man, it's a whole lot of dust to be settled before these determinations are made, right? But to your point, if I know I can get in with winning my next two games, which is Eastern Illinois and Auburn, why the hell would I want to go to Georgia and play either A&M or potentially Georgia? Why or Ole Miss? I mean, excuse me. Why? No reason. I mean, you say, well, we want to get home field advantage. I don't think home field advantage is as big in college football like that, right? Because from a talent perspective, I would take my chances going on the road against anyone because remember, you got your top 4 teams going to get buys. So that's not who you're going against. So for me, yeah, you want to win this win. Obviously, you will. And then that Auburn game, you know how that Auburn game is always scary, man. That doesn't matter. Auburn could be 1-10, and the natives in Tuscaloosa are nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. It doesn't
Alabama
matter.
on the road against Texas Tech would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what you want. You want the big blue blood against the up and comer, right? So yeah, you want challenges, man. We all want our teams to win, but I want better football than that, though. That's what you want. You want good football, man. And I think we're headed to it, man. We are headed to some hellified football in December. Yeah, for sure. Next week, JB, what you looking at, man?
Football, man.
Virginia Tech, Miami.
Hey, I'll let you guys finish up. I got to rip.
Go ahead, man. Take care of business, man.
Appreciate you.
Good to get on, but we got Purdue, Akron, Crossroads, Facebook, Twitter. They cover the games, get all the highlight pictures and all that. So enjoy the rest of the show, fellas.
All right, man. Actually, I think the biggest game this weekend would be Tennessee and Florida, man. Tennessee and Florida is probably the biggest.
Tennessee just can't come out
other than USC and Oregon.
Tennessee just can't come out sloppy and try to get back into serious conversation of being a contender, man. I'm gonna knock them, man. They played Northwest New Mexico State yesterday. Are you serious? This late in the season?
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I am knocking it, but I also know, man, it's kind of like a thing that
the bye week, kind of 2 bye weeks things they get now.
It sounds something how they protect their teams. All right, man. So like, if you are coming off a bad loss or whatever, or 2 bad losses, man, you get a win in the middle of technically of the season play, and you know what I'm saying, the voters and the bettors and all the folks, you know, the media folks that kind of give you a little bit more respectability. Oh, hey, Tennessee's still over here. Oh, by the way, you know what I'm saying, as they lasered up a team that kind of, you know what I'm saying, they did them a favor and came cross country, man. But I don't know, man. Florida, as long as everybody ain't still, we are technically in evaluation mode football. Let's just be honest, man. But as long as everybody ain't checked out and still are trying to put the best tape out there and best product out there, you know what I'm saying? Including the coaching staff, you know what I'm saying, having a well-prepared team, you know what I'm saying? Tennessee they better come out with the victory. Otherwise, you know, the playoff potential is definitely out of, and then respectability as far as like being a national recruiter and all those things, and to getting back to and getting back into the like. I mean, I gotta ask. You said you talked to the homie, South K Nickel State, you know, State Farm Insurance earlier, man. I gotta talk to him and like, dude, because like, look what's happened with the basketball brand of Tennessee. Falling, you know what I'm saying, still viable, but like not where it used to be, man. Like, we talking South Carolina, UConn. I feel like every hour, every year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying.
Barnes?
So when is
that on Barnes, the coach?
Well, I'm talking about the women too.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the women too. I'm really talking about the women. The women's program has really like, Barnes only got. Listen, man, Barnes only got a certain level of that, you know what I'm saying? He only coaches to a certain level of push, man. And for whatever reason, he can have Kevin Durant, which he's had before. He can have, you know, did he have TJ Ford at one point? I think you know what I'm saying? He can have some world beaters, you know what I'm saying, college world beaters, man, and he can only get to the Sweet 16. You know what I mean? Whatever program he's been at. So
it's funny, some coaches seem to be set in that Sweet 16 spot. Good talent around them. But they just seem like, and Barnes is one of those guys, man. Wherever he's gone, he's won. But he just, I hate to say the word, but mid, right? With the talent, if you're going versus his talent versus what he's accomplished, you're probably talking mid, right?
He's always had the last couple of seasons one and done's guards, probably guys that probably should stay, but because they got this mentality that they want to go turn professional, you know what I'm saying? So they don't necessarily get the full development or whatever. But man, he has a factory of professional players. He just only gets them to a certain point. And I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere where the SEC plays is hard. Like, nah, man, listen. The SEC play is hard for Kentucky too. The SEC play is hard for Arkansas too. So, like, hey, man, I don't necessarily want to hear.
Speaking of Arkansas, Coach Cal is down there. Hey, he went and got him some thoroughbreds, man. And the natives of the Arkansas fans that I know and I'm in some groups with, but they haven't been happy about a coach in about 10 years. Them dudes are finally happy with Coach Calipari.
I don't want to back up from Alabama. What we saw when, you know what I'm saying, they hooked them up against Purdue. NATO's ain't necessarily my favorite because it's just too cocky. You know what I'm saying? But like he's got a good. They just don't have a good balance. Like, dude, you got some 6'8", 6'9" dudes out there, man. Like, the guards can't keep on shooting threes, man. I get it, man. You want to, I get it. Everybody wants to play super fast pace, and you want to say, hey, man, kid, this is how they're gonna play in the NBA. But until you get to the NBA, you still got to play college level basketball, and that means if you have a 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guy, get the ball inside. You know what I'm saying? Run some. He got athletes. Run some lobs.
JB,
it can't all be three.
JB, he is a 5-out analytic junkie, right? And this is why I said in our chat group. And I'm going to say it here. I'm Bama all day, right? But here's the deal. There's no way he wins a title playing that way, because it's great during the regular season when you out physical some teams. When things get tighter, right? And you're still jacking, because there's gonna be some times, just like when Pitino was at Kentucky, you live by the three, you die by the three. And many a time they could have won titles, but they just continued to jack up those threes. And it pains me as a guy who kind of feels like he understands, basketball, and all you see is, jacking up threes. You penetrate, and you got a floater 8 feet away. No, I don't want that. I want, to kick it out to a 6'6" guy who's contested for a three. Because we all know 3 is more than 2, and I get that. Yeah, but ask him how it's worked over the last couple of years. He's going to get talent.
Some of these dudes need to be developed into Jamal McGlory. You know what I'm saying? Dude, for real, man. So, man, that's what
it's okay at. Did you remember last year? I don't want to keep pounding on my guy, but I sent you a graphic last year when on that there was a shot chart, right? And of their shots, 68, I want to say 68 or 69% were threes. The other, no, I'm sorry, it was 78% were threes. Then almost 15% were layups, and it was just like 5% were mid-range shots. It's either a layup, or a three.
Or dunk, yeah.
The mid-range game is gone. Your guys like Glenn Robinson.
I would say the mid-range game
nowadays.
I don't know, man. Danny Hurley still got him. She got some mid-range guys. You know what I'm saying?
I love Big Dog. I love him. It's just he was a mid-range killer, man.
Well, hold on. UConn still runs some pretty good mid-rangers. And we know Purdue runs nothing but half-court offense. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of frustrating for me to kind of watch Braden Smith. Like, he'll pound it. Like, dude, you ain't got to be the one that makes the play all the time, bro.
Hey, man, he's the greatest. He's the greatest point guard in the country.
I want to crown him Bobby Hurley Jr. third, man. But like, nah, we ain't Hurley level yet. I'm glad Brandon's off. We ain't Hurley level yet, bro. We ain't Bobby Hurley level yet, man.
We'll check this out. We won't show this to Brandon. But no, man.
I'm gonna record it. What are you talking about?
But you're right though, man, because playing a half-court offense to me is still the best way to win. Now, is it the best way to get that kid who's 6'7", who loves to run and get out on the break? No. But if you want to win, I think that's a recipe for winning. Unless you
gotta have
over talented.
So again, you got to be able to mix it up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I think that's why UConn went back to back. We were probably talking about football. I think that's why UConn went back to back. That crew he had, you know what I'm saying. He had a good mixture of outside and in, and he made sure the ball went inside first and then outside the secondary, man. And then you see what the kid, once he's been unlocked, he was rookie of the year last year for the Spurs. And you see what they have out there, you know what I'm saying, winning now. Like, dude, it was like the college game did kind of cramp him up, but you also see that he developed well with the college game. You know what I'm saying? He developed through the course of the season, man. He was, you know, I don't necessarily think it's okay just necessarily turn the keys over to these kids just because they got a great 1-step, 2-step, 3-step, whatever, man. Just, you know, I'm not about to go crazy on basketball, man, on the college football show, man. But
we'll flip back. We'll flip back. But to your point about this coming weekend, man, there's not a lot of a big, big time talk, right? Rivalries: Syracuse, Notre Dame, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma was looking good earlier in the year, but Missouri lost their starting quarterback.
Well, some of those area games, those teams still want to go in and still look good. You know what I'm saying, and to snatch up recruits and potential, fandom. And that's the power. That's the power of the SEC. They haven't gone too crazy. They keep everything south, and all those teams, for the most part, like to travel or will travel with their fandom, man. And like I said, you kind of respect that. It might not necessarily be a glamorous national but you know what I'm saying, from that standpoint. But just like yesterday when I said UNC versus Wake Forest, and you kind of chided me about, he said the real game, but like, no, that's a game. That's a first year coach. You know what I'm saying? I think his name Coach Dickert. So first year coach Dickert trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, he didn't come to Wake Forest to get fired. You know what I'm saying? His buyout ain't $56 million, y'all. So you know what I'm saying, for you know what I'm saying, and they kept. You know what I'm saying? He got a chip on his belt. I was able to beat Bill Belichick, and we kept, you know what I'm saying, they didn't score a touchdown yesterday. So, but interstate conference rivalries do mean something from a local standpoint. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like recruiting and conference build. So again, it ain't tomorrow. Wake Forest ain't gonna necessarily turn into Texas. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get three. They gotta get 3 more billionaires to start pumping money into there. Besides Danny Manning. You know what I'm saying? But because he used to be the coach or whatever. But like, other than that, like, nah, man. Next week, some of these games, some of these games still do matter.
Let me ask you this, right? I know, it's been in the headlines, especially the last few days, the buyout of Brian Kelly. Now they're trying to say, they want to fire him for cause. I'm calling BS, first of all. And second thing I'm saying, get that governor out y'all business. The only cause was because he sucked. He didn't do anything that they haven't already seen. If anything, Notre Dame could have fired him for cause and from 2012 with that scissor lift thing. But this wasn't anything like that. He alienated ex-players. He alienated staff. But he did that from day one. And you all turned
halfway. LSU got a nerve, man. They didn't want to fire Les Miles for pinching booties down there, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, governor.
Listen, the governor got involved, and you talking about $54 million. He's like, hey, enough of this. And now we're going to give another coach another $11 million a year.
Yeah, they found out Les was doing too much winking. Gave him his walking papers to Kansas. We ain't seen Les since.
Yeah. And you know who they're chiming for down there? Go Tigers.
Who?
Go Tigers. They're trying to get the old coach back.
Oregon to come back?
Yeah. There's a lot of talk about people wanting him back, man. He's an LSU guy. He's the last coach that won a national title with them, even though I think it was Joe Brady and Burrow.
Yeah. What the issue is with him, is he more so of a rah-rah guy? I'm not saying he doesn't know his XO.
Yeah, figurehead. But if you got a great offensive coach and a great defensive coach, because you're going to get remember, LSU's a standalone university, man. They don't need hype. LSU's going to stand alone. And I'm not an LSU guy, of course, but I'd rather them go elsewhere because he will bring those players there because of his all shucks and his demeanor and his voice.
You're right, boys. You better come on there.
Yeah.
He almost sound like Buford. He sound like a good version of Buford T. Justice. For real, man.
Hey, you dating yourself, man. Hey, our young listeners
Oh,
don't
I don't
know who
care.
the hell
That's a
that
class.
is.
Hey, man, I will show age appropriate kids Smoking the Bandit, man. It is a
Absolutely.
great movie. It's a great, just the first one. The second one's pretty good too, but the first
Absolutely.
one is.
I like the first one. I like the first one, man. I like the first one with the
I,
with the
I
moon
love
roof.
I love
With
all of them. I
the
love even
moon
the
roof.
third one when the snowman becomes the bandit. I even love
Yeah.
that one.
People are like, what are they talking about? Google it. Smokey
Oh,
and the Bandit.
hey man, people
Smokey and
that
the
watch
Bandit.
this show know Smoking the Bandit. Don't trip. Don't trip.
Man, yeah, that's what's up, man. But no, it's gonna be good, man. This weekend won't be as exciting overall, but there's gonna be
Mhm.
some pockets of good games. But like I said, man, we got 2 weeks. It's gonna look a lot different, and I want all the smoke, JB, all the smoke,
Hey, DK said he wants all the smoke, man.
all of
So
it, man, all of it. We got. Hey, listen, we joke a lot. We gotta connect, man. We listen, even if it's a quarter and a half of a game or something. We could, Ale Emporium calls my name. I got reserved seating at Ale, man. So you let me know. I get us two spots,
that's
man.
actually a pretty good straight. That's actually used to be an old time dating spot for me when I was in the dating pool 100,000 years ago. I used to follow up in El Emporium and whatnot. But like, that's a straight shot, 56th Street. You know what I'm saying? For an old wine guy like me, yeah, I can make that jump for sure.
We'll connect for sure, man. As we wrap up, man, what else you want to hit on at the end of the
No, I
show?
gotta rewatch. You know, everybody knows I'm a basketball junkie. I gotta rewatch the Auburn and Houston game, basketball game from yesterday, man. This kid, Chris Sinek, he's been on somewhat of my watch, man. You know, as you know what I'm saying, as Brandon kind of was, you know what I'm saying, kind of teasing about Pacers kind of tanking and whatnot, they're still so like the Pacers for me didn't necessarily answer. So if you was going to jettison Miles Turner or whatever, you didn't replace it. You didn't replace it through a draft pick. They addressed some needs with their draft, I would say, but they didn't necessarily address the fact that they knew or whatever Miles Turner wasn't going to be here anymore. So not with Wiseman, not with Stewart, whoever, right? Huff, whoever, man. These are not necessarily answers for, you know what I'm saying? That's not, you know what I'm saying? However you feel about, I pick on Miles Turner all the time. Like, dude, he's better than 9-9. Like right now, I think like 9-7. Like you better than that. And if you ain't, you're gonna be a tradable contract. You know what I'm saying? Out there in Milwaukee, man. But like for the Pacers did not address center, and there's technically some centers either they let walk. You know what I'm saying? Is they let the homie go to the other homie from IU go to Cleveland.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Which I
Bryant.
thought was kind of cool. Yeah, Thomas Bryant. And there was some other. I thought there was some other better talent out there that they probably could have. You know what I'm saying? Again, they could have shifted some second round. I don't know.
Yeah,
But like,
I think Brian may have rubbed somebody wrong because being on the court, he made a difference last year, but I did see him on it at a couple of games, especially playoff games. He gets in his teammates' face. He's not shy about getting in your face. He and Ben went at it pretty good. I want to say it was a Cleveland game 3. We beat them twice. I want to say it was game 3 against Cleveland, and he, yeah, and that could be why he's been with 8 teams too. You got to realize this isn't like he was with his first team, So that could be some of that tie-in. But what I said to my ex friend Mr. Sykes this morning, he had posted, bring Wiseman back. And here's why I'm going to follow me here. Let's see what he really has over the year. I'm not saying the guy is Will Chamberlain. You've got to reduce Pascal Siakam's minutes. The guy's playing harder than anybody. I'm fearful that some's not good going to happen. Then you've got Neesmith, who's out now for about 4 weeks or so. I say Neesmith, Ben Mathurin don't play the rest of the year. Obi Toppin don't play the rest of the year. Obviously, TH isn't playing the rest of the year. Play your young guy. Play your young guy. If everybody comes back, the Pacers are still a 30-win team at best. 30 wins
if everybody come back, yeah, the best thing they could do is probably go on a 7-game win streak.
Remember, right? Remember they're 1-12 right now. So you're talking about 13.
Well, this kid they got down in Utah probably got the best version of Miles Turner impression. Named Chris Sinek. He's a freshman. You know what I mean? 6'10", inside outside game, blocking shots, man. Doesn't look timid though. So sorry, Miles. Sorry, Miles. Doesn't look timid, man. So
well, we'll find out, right? Because I anticipate them having a top 3 pick. And and people say, well, oh, I bet you feel bad because you've been going to the games and you signed up for what, man? This is year 14. This is year 14. They've been in the final 14 years. I go
now nobody. You gotta. That's the moment to educate a fan on like how sports really does work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Pacers' main cog of their engine is out.
Yeah.
That would be one step back, right? And if all things equated, so like that was the only injury that they suffered, they would still be my professional opinion, floating around 6, 7, 8. Right, that's just my personal opinion. That good enough talent, but like when you saying Obi Toppin, a prime finisher at the rim for them, and 3-point shooter, and you saying another 18 to 20 points, and Ben Matherin in up, upward, kind of player in the league, not necessarily a star, but right, and you got reliable backup point guard and TJ McConnell, who everybody, for the last 2 years was wondering if he was going to be in and out of a Pacers uniform just because other teams, they thought was in a better playoff position than the Pacers. But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. There's a lot of production gone. Besides Miles Turner not being here as well. With his blocks and his defensive capability.
It's an opportunity for young guys to play, right?
And Jarris Walker better wake up, man. Jarris Walker better wake up, dude. Man, wake up.
You saw over the last few years? Do you see him playing in the with the Mad Ants? He looked like a man amongst boys in the G League. He looks just like a mid player right now. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, not some bum, but I was expecting so much more from Jarris Walker than I've seen over the last 2 full seasons where he's played. Only here in Indianapolis. I just haven't seen it.
Sometimes it looks like he's just going through the motions, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's a moments, man, we're like, that's what I'm talking. That's the Houston Jarris Walker, right? But then all of a sudden you go back to like, this is West Montgomery Park Jarris Walker here, but it'll be fun to see, man. We'll be there. I forget the next game we got, but I'm not turning my tail. I'm already, banking for next year.
If anybody, these are the games you should kind of look at them. And the Pacers are not. I'm going to talk disrespectfully about some of these other teams that are kind of like already spent money, more bigger money than the Pacers, like the Brooklyn Nets, already like in technically take mode, man. You want to see somebody play with their money, watch the Brooklyn Nets. You want to watch somebody play with their money, watch the Washington Wizards. You want to watch somebody, play with their money. Watch the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know what the heck is going on in there, but like wanted somebody.
They may be in the market to jettison one of those big men, not named Anthony Davis.
Man, you just want to keep on pulling them out of me, man. If it is a calculated risk, man, those type of players, I don't like Brent Decott, man. Don't nobody ever say that. I remember when this kid came out of school, man. They said he was going to be better than Tim Duncan. I was aghast. You know what I'm saying? Big Shakespearean word, man. I was aghast when they said I was like, okay, man, you won a title in Kentucky. It was amazing, man. But like everybody was putting him in Tim Duncan category, man. I was like, man, whoa.
You gotta have it here, man. You gotta have it here. You gotta have it here, man.
Some years of toil in New Orleans or whatever, and then they give him he gets it out and goes to LA. And it did look real special, man. But like then he starts saying, like, how are you gonna be 6'11" talking about you don't want to play center? Could you imagine Patrick Ewing saying, "Oh, I just want to shoot these fadeaways in the corner,"
hey, but you know
he can hit them. He can hit them.
Ask Charles.
Could you imagine Patrick Ewing saying, "I just want to shoot these fadeaways on cheap tonight"? Man, come on, man, stop it. And I'm just saying, Patrick Ewing. We can go up the food chain. We can go up the food chain. You know what I mean?
You preaching to the choir, man. Big man supposed to be in the paint. That's why I don't like your boy Jaja Pazazzi, whatever his name is. I always said he was allergic to paint. Hey, big man belongs in the paint. I need paint on the bottom.
But like, there's a calculated risk in having him and a guy like Przinski. Anthony Davis, what's the difference between him and Przinski? Nothing. Now, nothing. Yeah. So you can take a calculated risk and get 20, 30 games of good to great play out of him. They got great play out of Przinski in Boston. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta's got a little bit of a budget, you know what I'm saying, because they saved for some years. Like they're getting decent play. It ain't Blair Rasmussen down there, you know what I'm saying? But like they're getting decent play out of Brzezinski. I know he's in and out of the lineup still, but that's what happens.
He'll get about 55 games in this year. We know that.
Yeah, but like I can't. So like Anthony Davis might be going to Chicago, or if the Milwaukee Bucks if they seem sick enough of Miles Turner or whatever else, they might make a trade. But like I don't necessarily see Anthony Davis not going back to the Lakers or anywhere contender wise. No.
No, I don't see that either. It's gonna be interesting trade deadline because teams
February. It's a long time.
I know. Listen, I've kind of gravitated a little bit more NBA. I've hit a little bit, but still, it's gonna be, January is still the time to really know, right?
I still find it interesting, man. Every night I open my phone, man, this information about whatever happened with the gambling or whatever. But Chauncey Billups still ain't fired.
He ain't fired, and on top of all of that, the report just came out. They're grabbing, I guess, from Los Angeles, 10 players, their records, right?
Right.
Man, listen, I'm one of those guys. Let the dust settle and see what happens. I'm not going to be chasing all these stories and what happened and whatever. Let me see somebody in handcuffs and somebody in court saying you're sentenced to this. That's what I want to see. Because a whole lot of talk.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of talk, whole lot of hoax. So
yeah,
but like, no, man, we'll talk about it a little bit later.
Definitely. So, what do you guys got going on this week? I know you thought your announcement. I want to give you an opportunity.
Crossroads Sports got the total package coming on. Total package of sports as well on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Me and Brandon Reed kind of chopping up. You know what I'm saying? What we did, what we missed. You know what I'm saying? In between, because sports don't stop. You got Monday Night Football. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday night, sometimes the MAC throws on a showcase or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So me and Brandon Reed cleaning up some of that as well as the NBA. We also got a special guest Tuesday night. Former Butler standout. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of accolades. He as well. Kellen Dunham, he's got a lot of accolades. Big East and A10. He's got a lot of those, accolades collegially attached to his name. He's gonna come on with us, with a one-off little interview on Tuesday night. But like, yeah, with us, man, the sports don't stop, man. And everybody can always check for us on Twitter and Instagram. The lights went out. But like, nah, man, everybody can always check for us on all those other platforms, man. We, like I said, the sports do not stop. Heck, it don't stop with DCOT either.
Hey, we going, man. It's it's crazy. It's going so good from the podcast. I forgot to set my fantasy football teams this weekend, man. All 5 of them. I get in all honesty, this may be my last year with fantasy football if we continue this. I looked, I thought, oh man. How did I do that? Because we've been busy doing some behind the scenes things. I think we got an announcement this Sunday. Bringing out. We had Coach DeAndre Brock on from my alma mater, Dub C, of course. Coach under the Greg Graham, Coach Hetty. Some good stories that we weren't made aware of. Similar to Walter Office. Kind of some things, behind the scenes things that went on. Of course, we hit on the 2018. State title team, that undefeated team. A lot of good dialogue about coaching and also scouting those other teams, man. So get an opportunity to take a look. It was some good, some good nuggets from Coach Brock for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So, but look, man, we're in a good spot, man. We're well over our time, but hey, like you said, sports never stops. You look up, we're way over an hour, but that's okay though.
Right. I hope everybody got their full entertainment tonight, man. So
definitely. I'll be tuning in Tuesday.
All right, man.
All right. Be safe, man. Good night, everybody. Y'all be safe.
Good night, America.